everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's game, we have a matchup with two elusive running backs. Both of them can make you miss. There will be a lot of plays on that field. It's LaShawn McCoy going up against DeMarco Murray. The opening kick is straight ahead, so it's time to turn it over to my colleagues, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis with the call. Gentlemen.
Larry, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Green Bay Packers and the Baltimore Ravens. They come out here in the eye. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. The first carry now. This is Lacy. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. And a wide receiver to watch in this offense, certainly Jordy Nelson.
And most defenses watch him run past them. Jordy Nelson can run every route in the route tree and take it to the house.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. It's caught. Nelson. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. Fresh set of downs here.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And the defense comes onto the field for the first time, and it is a unit that struggled a week ago.
So they're looking for a fast start, Brandon. Can they create a turnover early? Can they take the ball away? That's what this unit's looking for to get back on the beam.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. Rodgers again here. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defense is talking about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. Exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Throwing is Rodgers. Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And the offense on the field for the first time today, and they were high-powered a week ago.
And they're beginning to believe that they've established a groove. They expect those type of performances each and every week. Running it, throwing it, they're precise.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's brought down after a good gain. And that one results in 35 yards.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
First down carry for Henry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, He's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Play clock winding down. Let's go. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. And let's get a look at the Green Bay defense.
Clay Matthews is an absolute force. Multiple Pro Bowls as an outside linebacker. He can swing inside and create the same havoc.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. They'll give Henry another shot. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Let's go.
Here's Henry. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. A loss of 8 on the play, and it brings up 4th.
Forget it. I'm not going to criticize the play call. I'm just going to praise the defense. That was a spot where they could have very easily just folded up and said, they've got us on the run. We're going to give up a touchdown here. No. They've stiffened, bowed up on that one, handled their keys and everything else, and now the field goal is no longer a gimme. And we've seen, remember Blair Walsh with the Vikings in the playoffs against Seattle? That was a gimme, wasn't it? And he ended up missing it. In this case now, they have some thinking to do.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They go back to the air here after the INT. Out to the flat for Lacey. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 11 on the gain there. And the Packers are going to have a 1st down. Rodgers with a give. It's Lacey. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because when you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. And they've got it here with a 1st down. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Here's Rodgers to throw. This is Cobb with a catch right side. Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how they would beat those coverages each and every time, and it paid off on that play.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. And now the passing game here in the second quarter is starting to heat up a little bit. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. This is
taking it right down Broadway. The 40, 20, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver, 95 yards. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say that great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
I was going for the age.
Now
look out, Rodgers lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They'll come out throwing here on first down. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you. Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Flush to his right, and incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Taken from just outside the 30. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told them, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A big play there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. And he's got it up and through. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right. Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays. I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. 23 yards on the play.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're...
And Rodgers intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Second down following the run. Back to throw. And he fires one incomplete. Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. And that'll make it 3rd down. Incomplete pass on 2nd down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd. Back to throw here. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Trying to lay one up deep. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. They got 29 yards there, and it'll give the Packers a 1st down. And time for us to take a break here in the booth. We're back to Baltimore after this. Now Rodgers. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take. Following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. They'll get 19 yards there. And it's good enough for a Baltimore 1st down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They're going to look to throw. And it's complete. Henry. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Let's go! Blue, 50, check 4.
Now a play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Now Rodgers will hand to Lacy. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more? Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. And the offense in that middle ground here on 3rd down. 5 yards to go. 5 wides in the game. 4 of them to the right side. In motion is Grant. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly. It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, but it looked like a Raven was able to get in there, and they will indeed keep the possession. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there. Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And it's Clinton-Dix with a pick. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And it'll be a Green Bay first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
It looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot. Great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
They turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And there it was right in front of us. Today's NFL, these guys nowadays, they don't just eat up space. They try and get upfield and make plays in the backfield.
Let's go.
On second down, here's Henry. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
9 yards on the play and a first down. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
No gain, and it's second down. So they don't get anything out of that completion. I guess when you roll out of the pocket like he did there to the left, if you're going to throw it, you better gain some yardage.
Now, can you just hear the old school coaches right now? You threw it for no yards? They don't want the ball in the air unless something positive is going to happen downfield. In that case, they'd rather have the quarterback try and run it himself. Just take care of the ball. If nothing else, just slide and get down.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. He'll look to throw. He dumps it off for Henry. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. So he makes the grab, and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line, giving them time to complete that first down pass.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the fourth.
Let's go.
The slot man in motion right. He'll look to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver, his third touchdown of the game and fourth on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead. And he'll bang that one through. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. D. Ford in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. On third and long, it's Rodgers. He's got time. He's going to go for a big... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 48 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Caught by Montgomery. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
26.
Now Rodgers got to have this one. Flushed out right. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. And the Ravens taking the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar game.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
The pitch to Henry. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Let's go. 58.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Caught here by Conley. It'll be a pickup of 13 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. And look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up 1st downs and keeping the football.
And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
On 2nd down, Lacey. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And he finds a man in the crossing route. A good pickup there, 26 yards. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. The strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
So 2nd down, 3 yards to go now. Henry, the lone man in the backfield. Back to throw here. That's caught at the 3. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because...
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know that plenty of people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. They go back to the air here after the... And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll run for it with Henry. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down.
Let's go. 58.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Let's go. 58.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll send a receiver in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. They set up the screen for Henry. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Let's go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And able to find Conley. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Back to throw again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll set up to throw. And this one incomplete. Well, apparently taking a knee is not in vogue. They're not able to add another touchdown on. And now the ball game is over.